Uh-uh. Hello, hello. How is everyone? How's everyone's Thursday going? I forgot what day it is. Hello, hello. Nai, hello, late. Shh. Don't worry about it. It's only a couple minutes. Don't worry about it. But Nai, hello, hello. Well, poor hello. How are you guys? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful week so far. Hopefully you guys are surviving. I know that like everywhere is getting hit with like a pretty bad like heat wave for the past couple of weeks. It's either a heat wave or you're getting like poured on. So hopefully everyone is good. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. It's been really hot. So besides the fact that I'm like low-key like dying every day, like from the heat, I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully, hopefully my stream is gonna be okay too. Because it's really hot and I don't know if it's gonna cut off the stream with everything being also warm. So fingers crossed that it's gonna be okay. I don't remember where we left off last time we played Danganronpa. I don't think anyone died. Hot? You're in okay, it's hot for a Canadian, okay? You assume that since I went on vacation to Mexico, I would be more like adapted to the warm weather. No, I reverted back to my Canadian self and like, yeah, it's hot. When it's not that hot for some people in the US, okay? Stop stealing her culture. You know what? Blame Mother Nature, okay? I can't stop her from doing this. It's like I can't stop Mother Nature from like smothering everyone in the US with the smoke, okay? It's not my problem, it's Mother Nature, man. But yeah, I don't remember what we did last time. Last time we played Danganronpa, I feel like it's like what, 6 months ago? 7 months ago? It's been a while. And not okay, and to be honest, I feel like I would enjoy this game on stream if most of it was voiced. Like I'll probably enjoy it like off stream, playing it by myself, because I don't have to read everything out loud. I don't get like self-conscious about reading. But on stream it just takes forever because obviously my reading out loud is crap. Obviously the education system in Canada is not working for me, or did not work for me. So now I struggle reading out loud. But yeah. Hopefully we'll get a good chunk out of it. I don't know if we'll get a good chunk. Hopefully. Hopefully we witness a crime, maybe, and I can do my best at somewhat solving it. Who knows? Who knows if that's the case? Who knows when a person's gonna, you know, have an unfortunate event. But yeah, what else do I want to talk about before we start this game? Ooh. I was reading this thing. Apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but I was reading this thing. Apparently, like, what is it? Gen Z? Is it Gen Z? Basically, people who are in high school right now do not know how to use like Microsoft Word and Excel. Like, do they not teach that in school anymore? Because apparently, when they go out into the workforce, like, companies are asking them, oh, do you have like a basic understanding of like Microsoft Word and Excel and whatnot? And then everyone that they interview, they're like, yeah, no, what is that? I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how to use it? How are you gonna have a job? I don't understand. Crow, hello, how are you? Hey, I'm just saying the Google alternative, it's, yeah, no, I get it that it's free, but it's like, are they not like similar enough that you would know like how to use them? Because like, yeah, I get it that like everyone uses, sorry, my model's being a little weird right now. Yeah, like everyone in school now uses like the Google alternative, but does that skill not translate into like Excel? Is is that too hard? Do people not make graphs in the Google spreadsheets? Because I'm like, does no one know how to make graphs now? I think that's due to people being told to fake it till you make it for jobs. Yeah, there's that too, but I feel like it's also, there's a little bit of that, but it's also kids just aren't being taught those skills anymore in school. That it's like, I don't know, you're kind of being set up, you're not dealt the greatest hands at that point. Because like what? Kids aren't being taught how to read like a analog clock? Like how are you supposed to read a clock when you go to a government building? Because not all government buildings have a digital one, and I guess you can pull out your phone. But what if you need to quickly look at a clock and they're like, I don't know, it's a circle. I think the difference is how they lay out, how their layout can mess someone up and they can't find stuff, to be honest. I guess so. But yeah, no, I was just like, I was reading about that. I'm like, that can't be right. Okay, given that like not everybody needs to use Excel, fine. That's very much like a niche thing. Like how many people need to make spreadsheets and like graphs and stuff and like normal day things, unless you're like an accountant. Wait, do receptionists need to make graphs or like spreadsheets? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I should ask my receptionist at work. I think, oh, sorry, give me a sec. Sorry. The kids are running around. But yeah, I guess so. Maybe they do use spreadsheets for things as a receptionist. But still, I have questions about like what are kids being taught in school nowadays? I mean, at least from what I know, my mom's school used to just shove kids. You know, I feel like that's a thing now. For like all schools. It's like no matter, even if you're failing, they're still gonna shove you to the next grade because apparently the school system doesn't believe in like holding kids back a grade anymore. And it's kind of sucks because I feel like they probably need to be held back because obviously they're not understanding what you're teaching them. So shoving them to the next grade, they ain't gonna be able to understand anything further. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're dumb. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, and then I was reading more about it. Apparently, a lot of them don't know how to like find like their save files. Like, let's say they save like a document, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't know where it is." It's like, what do you mean you don't know where it is? But I don't know, like, because like, what do the next generation not use like a computer to like play games or anything? Do they just use it to watch like YouTube and stuff, and they don't actually use any of the file systems? I guess that's another question I have. It's like, is the next generation just so used to playing like games on their phone and iPads that they don't really use a PC for like PC gaming and whatnot? Because they also said that like a lot of them didn't understand what double clicking is. I'm like, how do you not understand what double clicking on a mouse is? I'm just like, I don't know how accurate this thing I was reading, but it sounded very sad for the next generation. Um, well, from what I know, it's not just these schools. The parents has to agree to them being held back. Plus, it would affect their funding. Ah, I've heard kids they don't use. Yeah, I guess so. But then it's like consoles. Oh yeah, that is true. Consoles do exist too. Maybe. And I guess computers are too expensive these days. But do they not have like computer classes in school? Do you not like learn that? I guess they're like learning what? Like AI stuff and coding? But you assume that if you're learning that in school, you will learn how to like other computer component situation, you know? Hello, hello, how are you? Um, but I also think like with the parent thing, I think parents are just too soft now. Soft parenting is I don't think it's a good thing. Making all these kids like stupider. And it's also because, you know, it's like I don't know. I feel like kids these days are so much more ruder. It's like there's a reason why um you know, the school would suggest that they, you know, hold the kid back a year because your kid's stupid. Or they need more time to absorb the information that is given to them. And as a parent, I feel like it's your job to make sure that they like, you know, are able to excel in life and not, kick them into the deep end with the sharks. But who knows? Um, it's really not. Yeah, true. But yeah, I just think parents are too soft now. They're always like, "Oh my god, my child has like they fell and like bumped their leg." And then they quickly run over there to see if they're okay. Maybe you should, you know, watch and observe. And not always just baby the child because I feel like then they become a like a soft marshmallow. And then every little thing in life triggers them and they're like, "Yeah, no. I can't do this." Um, if your kid falls, you don't run to your lap. Okay, not gonna lie. Sometimes when Nistra or Nephustra falls, I do have a chuckle because sometimes they fall at they're doing the stupidest thing and they fall and I'm just like, ooh. You know, I just can't. Okay, well, I try holding it in. I'm always like the type who's like, I watch them, and if they start crying, then I'm like, oh, okay, are you okay? But I hold back the laugh because sometimes kids are just, they're not the brightest light bulb. But maybe it's because they're a kid and their brain's not developed enough, so they do the funniest things. Sometimes you're like, maybe now you'll stop running it. No, I do that though. Because sometimes you're like, you tell them, it's like, oh yeah, be careful, don't run. Because, you know, the ground is uneven over here. And they proceed to run and then face plant onto the floor. I'm like, I told you. You know? I would be the worst parent. Okay, let's be honest. I would be like, child, I told you, and you did this, you deserve it. Situation. I'm sorry. Uh, that's how you. Yeah, no, that is true though. That's good parent. No, I agree with that because that's what my parents did. Obviously, I feel like some of the things my parents did as like teaching wise, I feel like it could cause trauma to individuals nowadays, but back then that was like just the norm, you know? Like I had a couple times that my like mom called me stupid for doing stupid things, but it was true though. I did do stupid things. You know? You gotta call it when you are being stupid. But nowadays if you say like a little bit of like you try to like slowly correct a child by, you know, telling them what they did wrong, they get so defensive. It's like you're attacking them. It's like, no, I'm just telling you, like, maybe you shouldn't have done that. And they're like, oh my god, why are you attacking me? Why are you so mean? I'm like, I'm not. I don't know. I feel like every like conversation I have with a child, it's like a confrontation all the time. It's like, not everything has to be a confrontation, child. Just listen to me. But yeah, no, that was an interesting thing I read about, like, kids not being able to use Excel and Word. And normal work skills that a person will need coming out of high school, I'm just like, all right. Well, the next generation is kind of screwed. But yeah. Anything else interesting that I learned recently? That is not crime related. I'm trying to think of things that I learned that has nothing to do with all the podcasts and documentaries I watched. You'll be surprised. Actually, okay, funny story. Like, my sister was borrowing, like, my phone to look at, like, Spotify list, playlist or whatever to listen in the car. Here's my best. That is best you need a gentle touch. No, I agree with that though. I feel like kids need to understand that, they there needs to be authority in a house. You can't just, like, talk back to an adult when they're trying to teach you something. There's a reason why adults tell you things and you have to listen. Sometimes, some people are a bit extreme. Like, not everybody is meant to be a parent. Sometimes they take it too extreme. But, I feel like there needs to be a firm hand sometimes, especially when your child is being a selfish little butthead, and being super rude. It's like, child, you are living under my roof. Think real hard about the next thing you say, because you might be in a cardboard box in the backyard for 2 hours, and I'll bring you back inside before, CPS is called. But things like that. But yeah, going back to my story. So my sister was looking through my Spotify account to try to... What the hell does that mean? Meaning they're gonna experience not having a home for 2 hours outside, and then they'll come back in after they, reflect on their situation. Obviously, I'm not meant to be a parent, is what I meant. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, my sister's looking at my Spotify account. She goes into, like, my podcast section where I, like, have all my podcasts, like, favorited and whatever. And she's like, should I be concerned? I'm like, what do you mean? All of my podcasts are, like, where are they? Let me pull it up. Let's see. Podcasts. I have one where it's like Canadian true crime, North American true crime, international true crime. Oh, what's this other one? What's this other one? I can't find it at the moment. Where is it? Conspiracy theory, cult, and crimes. So all of my podcasts are, like, crime related or, like, situations like that. And my sister's like, do I need to be concerned that you're one day gonna, like, have a mental breakdown and just, like, smother us all? I'm like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. They're just interesting podcasts is what it is. You're a psychopath? No. I am not one. Astra's into murder. Murder as old. Yeah, you know what? But they're really good though. The conspiracy theory one with the cult and like crimes, that one's really interesting because they go through a whole bunch of different like cults around like North America and like all around the world, and it's interesting to learn about it because some of these people are like weirdos. And like, you know, just the way that they can charm people to join their causes and like, you know, work for them for free, you know, and be like, yeah, I have blessed you for like, you know, being in my presence, so now you gotta work like 18-hour shifts on the farm so I can have money. You know, crazy things like that. Oh, you haven't seen South Park? My bad. No, I haven't. I've seen like bits and pieces of it. I haven't really watched like a whole episode. Take one to know one. No. I have never started a cult or been roped into a cult. Oh, and then I went down a rabbit hole of like MLMs. Because I was watching this one person talking about their experiences of being in a MLM and like how they escaped it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then when I was really thinking about it and how they were describing how they got like recruited, I'm just like, wait, I might have been like someone might have tried to put me into a MLM now that I think about it. And maybe it's also because I was really young too. I think I was 19, 20 when I was like working at like the dollar store. And yeah, like my boss was like, oh my god, do you want to earn some extra money on the side? A pyramid scheme? Yeah, something like that. I never really thought about it until now when I was like, you know, listening to this person talk about MLMs. I'm just like thinking about it. I'm like, wait, I think that might have been like an MLM that my boss was trying to put me into. I didn't really think much into it until like I like look back at it. I'm like, yeah, like randomly, because it was like, I think it was getting to the end of like I was gonna go into like college or something. So it was like my last like month or so in working at the dollar store. So my boss is like, hey, do you want to make some like extra money on the side by doing like whatever this is? I think they were selling like some type of like phone plan of some sort. It's like an international phone plan. Like back then, like, you know how like calling internationally it costs more money. So it's like this like phone plan that goes through like the internet or something. I don't remember what I think it was almost similar to Skype, but not really. I don't know. He was trying to like explain it to me about like, yeah, like this is like the new technology of how you can, you know, save money on like phone calls and blah blah blah. And since you're going to college, you can try to recruit people at college to also join this. It's like we're having a meeting tomorrow night at this one hotel conference room if you're interested in joining. And at the time, naive me was like, I'm not really interested, but you know, it can't be bad to do that. I didn't say that to him, but I'm like, oh, I'll think about it. And 30 minutes versus the game. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Okay. We want you in MLM. You wouldn't. No, that is true. Because my mindset at that time is like, I have to work extra on the side to make like money. No. Like I hardly have time to just relax. You want me to take my personal time to try to recruit people? Like, you know, I'm like an introvert. I hate talking to people. And B, that's like extra work that I don't want to do. So yeah, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'll think about it. So I go home and I like, oh yeah, and then he also says like, oh yeah, the conference is like, if you go and you like it, you have to pay like $10 admission next time. That was also another thing where I'm like, I'm not paying $10 to listen to some person talk on a stupid podium. But then he was also saying like, oh yeah, the first time you go, it's free, you know, like they cancel out like the admission fee, so you don't need to pay the $10 of admission for like the first meeting, blah blah blah. So yeah, no, I go home and I tell my sister that, and she's like, yeah, it sounds kind of sketchy. I don't know if you wanted, like, I don't think you should do this. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't planning to do it. I just wanted like your opinion. She's the ultimate. No, I have to get this out because it kind of like it opened my eyes to like something that I never really thought of as younger me. I just thought it was some weird like, oh, business opportunity, which, you know, I was never like a business. I don't want to be my own business owner. Let's be honest, that's too much stress and whatever. So yeah. So, you know, after that, I go back to work the next day. And my boss is like, oh yeah, like you thought about it? How, like, you know, do you want to go to this conference thing? I can drive you if anything. And then I'm just like, me being like the young me was trying to be very much of like, oh, I don't want to offend you. And like, I was trying to like beat around the bush, trying to tell him like, no, I don't want to go. I'm not interested. And like, you know, I was just trying to do that in a nice way, like without straight up saying, no, this is stupid, I don't want to do it. So, you know, I'm just like always being around the bush. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not sure, let me think about it for a little, like, you know, a little bit longer. And then he's like, oh yeah, well, you know, like some meetings happening soon, and the next one's not until like, you know, 3 weeks from now. So it's probably better if you were able to join this meeting, so you get a more understanding of like the business of it all. And then he's like also like, oh yeah, and then I have like all of my like family in it, like you can trust it, because like why would I bring you in, like why would I bring my family into this if it's not like legit? Me just standing there listening to him, and I'm just like, this is the start of my shift. I literally just want to work my 8 hours and go home, sir. Like, I don't want to sell whatever phone plan or whatever you're advertising here. Yeah, and then he goes into like, you know, the depths of like MLMs, like, oh yeah, like if you recruit more people, you get like, you get paid more based on the commission of like, you know, what they bring in. And it's just like a complex system for like my small little brain as a young person that's like, I don't want to deal with this. Don't buy into anything Astra. Anything Astra. The world is full of rug pulls. I know, right? But it's a good thing that I'm not ambitious enough. I think that's one good thing, is that I'm not ambitious enough to be able to get the rug pulled from me. Because I'm just like, nah, you want me to do extra work just to make like an extra, like, you know, couple dollars? No, that's too much. Are they assuming it's so amazing you will want to come back the second? I don't know, but he was trying real hard. Like, I feel like it would be like every week, give or take, he would be like, hey, did you think about it? Like, he brings, and then sometimes he brings in like this whole like, what was it, like a binder, I think it was? Like a binder of like, oh yeah, like this is the system, like this is like, you know, the people on top, and you know, this is like the business aspect of it. I'm like, we are trying to do a job at this dollar store right now. Why are you trying to tell me about this other business? I feel like this is like, you know, misusing of like company like time. You as a manager should be managing this thing and not trying to sell me into like selling phone plans of some sort. But yeah, no, he kept on doing that for a while. And he also, I don't know what he was thinking, but one time he brought in his son, who's probably about the same age as me, maybe like a year older than me. Like he brought him in and his son was trying to like, you know, persuade me into be like, yeah, you should join this thing. It's amazing. Like I get so much like extra like spending money on the side, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like looking at him. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like phone plan, like this phone plan thing seems like so sketchy. Because I think it was like, from what I remember, it was like you have to buy like a physical landline phone. And then you're supposed to plug in like, I feel like it's almost like dial-up now that I think about it. Like you plug in an internet cable into the back of it, and then you're free to call anybody in the world as long as they have the same phone. But then that doesn't make sense now that I think about it, because that means the person that you're calling needs to have the phone that you have. So at the end of the day, it's like you have to use a normal phone to call a relative overseas to tell them that, hey, if you don't want to pay this money for this, you know, call I'm giving you, buy this telephone and then plug it into the internet. Yeah, that doesn't make sense anymore. Now that I think really hard about it. But you know, he was selling it pretty hard. Are they assuming it's so amazing? You want to, oh no, I read that part. Drive you? That's even more of a drive. Yeah, I know. Now that I think about it, because then the lady that was like watching, how she was talking about how she got into it was that basically she got driven there by like the person who told her to go to this conference, and it was like a 45-minute drive, and she was just telling everyone, it's like, yeah, they were hyping it up, saying like how amazing it is, like how much like extra money they had at the end of like, you know, doing it and whatever. I'm just like, ooh, now that I think about it, that might be it. He was trying to get me into the car and try to like, you know, sweeten the deal by telling me more about this like scheme of his. But yeah, that's now that I think about it, that was an interesting situation. I feel like working at a dollar store, you get to interact with the most interesting people and get put in like so many interesting situations. Or keeping you trapped there. I don't know. Now that I think about it, working at that dollar store, it was in like a quote-unquote sketchier neighborhood. I wouldn't say it's like super sketchy, but like at nighttime you do get like more like, you know, homeless people walking around and whatnot. And then usually closing time, when I used to close, I usually close with my boss. And the thing is that there's only 2 of us, and by the time we lock the door and he's like making sure he's counting all the money at the end of the day, we both have to go drive it to the bank to deposit, like to put it into like to the security drop-off thingy, like the extra money or whatever that was made for the day. And it's always him driving. And now that I think about it, it's like it could have been really bad if he was like if he was a freak. Because you have like a 20-year-old, well, 19, 20, give or take. I was really young. In a car with a, how old was he? Like a 40-year-old dude driving like, I want to say it was a 20-minute drive. 20-minute drive to like this bank, which no one's in the bank because it's like after hours, because usually it was around like 9 o'clock is after everything is done and we're driving to the bank, and then we have to like both go in there and then open the stupid little compartment to drop the money in. It's like, yeah, it could have been bad if he was like a freak. And at that time I didn't drive, so then he also drove me home. So he knew where I lived. So now that I think about it, it could have been really bad. But like, as a naive child that I was, I didn't think anything of it. You know, it's just like, okay, yeah, this is, you know, company policy. We both have to go in case, you know, as a deterrence if someone wants to rob us. But at the same time, let's be honest. If you see someone walking with like a tiny little Asian girl, you can rob them no matter what. Like, what am I gonna do? You know? If someone wanted to rob us and I'm right beside you, I'm not gonna help you. I'm not gonna be able to do anything. So yeah, besides the point of that, yeah, the company policy about, you know, both of us going into the bank, dropping off the money and whatnot. So yeah, that would have been not interesting. A really bad situation. Now that I think about it, I'm like having so many like reality checks that it's like, oh, it could have been really bad now that I think about it. Young naive me was put in so many situations that now that I think about it, it's like, yeah, it could have been really bad. Good thing it wasn't. Oh, you wouldn't be able to leave without him driving you. That is true too. You got lucky? I think so. I think I got lucky in the fact that he wasn't a freak. In that sense. But at the same time, he did kiss, like, try to kiss me. So it's like, he was, I don't know. I don't know how to think about that now. I feel like a lot of like the craziest things that ever happened to me was when I was working at that dollar store. And it's because I was young and, you know, I just kind of brushed off a lot of things. But yeah, no, he did try to kiss me, which was really weird because it was right in front of a security camera too. And I don't know why. Sorry, but that always makes me laugh. What? What makes you laugh? What the? Yeah. Yeah, he tried. I don't know if he was trying to like brush it off as like, oh yeah, like a European thing. He wasn't European. He was full on like Canadian. So I don't understand that either. But yeah. You said that before? Yeah, I do remember that. I remember telling you guys about that one, and then another time where like a customer also tried to kiss me. I don't know. Every time it was like all these situations that happened to me is at that dollar store. All the other times when I worked somewhere else, nothing like that ever happened. It must be the vibes in that neighborhood where that dollar store was like situated. It was, I don't remember this. Oh, yeah, it's been a while. I think it was like early on, in my streaming career that I was talking about like weird situations I was in. Astra when she works at the dollar store. I'm kissing. Yeah. And they were always really old 40-year-old dudes. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, is it because I'm really young and you just think that it's like, you know, it's easy because I won't say anything, given that I didn't, but then, you know, I was also at that point stun locked. So I'm like, and like they didn't actually kiss me. So it's like, yeah, but yeah. So there's that one time where my boss tried to kiss me. That was really awkward. Okay, and it was like the weirdest thing too. Okay, no, the other time was also really weird. Okay, so let's talk about my boss first. So the time that my boss tried to kiss me, literally, I don't know why. It was early in the morning and we just opened like the store I was like, you know, getting like the cash register prepped up and whatever. And he walks up to me and he's just talking about his day. He's like, oh yeah, what did you do? Like, this is what I did yesterday. How was your day? Blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was just like a normal, you know, conversation before we open. And he was going to tell me, oh yeah, you should do this and this and this today because the store needs all this done. I'm okay, sure, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, he like grabs my face, like grabs my head, and he tries to lean in for like a peck. And I literally pull back. Like, I'm literally like physically trying to pull my head back. And then I guess he saw that, and then he just kind of, he chuckled, and then he like diverted it and kissed me on the cheek. So there was that. And then he's just like, ah, yeah, like he just laughed it off. I'm just like, what the frick? Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna do my thing now. Very awkward. That was the only time. Never happened afterwards. But yeah. I can't lurk anymore to this nothing. Hello, hello, how are you, nothing? Yes, I'm retelling my stories about my time at the dollar store. Bro, if I had a nickel for every time a VTuber I know got harassed by an old guy, I would have 2 nickels. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just, you know, who knows? Old people are weird. Kizaru, hello, hello, how are you? I thought I would be late to the game, but you're still yapping. I am. I'm talking about my weird situations when I used to work at the dollar store. How I almost got pulled into an MLM, and how I got harassed by some people at the dollar store. I'm getting the secondhand embarrassment. Yeah, it was I don't know, but yeah, he did like an awkward chuckle, and then he's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna go in the back and like, you know, do whatever management things. And it's like, oh yeah, call me if like you need help in the front. I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then yeah, I just did my thing, and he never did it again, which is, thank God he didn't. And that was before, like, that was like, I want to say months. Was it months? Maybe like a year or so before, like, he tried to sell me on the MLM thing. So there was that situation. And then there's another situation with this customer. So I was in one of like the aisles restocking the shelves for like, I don't know, whatever it is. So I'm restocking stuff, whatever. And then this okay, in fact, does not still step 1, kiss, step 2, scam. Crazy scam. I know, right? Things that happen. But yeah, the customer one, it's like, yeah, I was like stocking things, and then he like comes up to me, like taps me on the shoulder. He's like asking me, oh yeah, where is, I don't remember what he asked for, but he asked for something specific, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's in this aisle. And he's like, oh okay, well, can you show it to me, because you know, whatever. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. So like I'm walking with him, going to like whatever aisle, and like, you know, it's not that far away. And I feel like that day it was also not as busy. It was pretty quiet. So yeah, so we walked to the section where like, you know, oh yeah, here's the item you want, blah blah blah. And you know, I'm like, this is the only, you know, style of this thing that we have. And then he's like, oh yeah, thank you. Like he was a person of color. That's all I can say. He's a person of color of some sort. And then yeah, so I'm like, yeah, here it is. And he's like, oh yeah, thank you. And then he proceeds to also grab my face. What is with people trying to grab people's faces? He also grabs my face and he tries to lean in and kiss me. And this time I'm like, I literally put my hands on his chest. I'm like pushing him away. I'm like, what the frick, man? What are you doing? So he's like aggressively trying to grab me, and I'm just like pushing him away. And then I guess like he got the hint that it's like, yeah, this ain't happening. So he lets go of me, and I literally book it to the front. I'm like, I'm not staying in this aisle with you anymore, you freak. So I book it to the front, and I talk to like, not my boss, but like someone that's like under my boss, like someone like I don't know what they're called. But like she was like the next person in line if anything happens and the boss is in here. So I go up to her. I'm like, this dude literally tried to kiss me. And then she was like pissed off. As in she was like, oh my god, like you just got harassed by this dude. So then she literally like, you know, walks with me. She's like, okay, you stand behind me, show me who this person is. So, you know, I literally go with her and I point out the dude, and she literally brings him to the side and she tells me to go back to the front. And then I don't know what conversation she had with this dude, but after that, like, you know, he was gone. So yeah, there was that. That one was like, that was a situation. You got advanced on by agreement. Yeah, basically. That's terrible. It is. Now that I think, like back then, it was like, it was shock at that moment, but it's like, I didn't really think about it afterwards. And I never really thought of like, oh yeah, like harassment. I think it's because I was like really young, so I didn't really think about it. I'm just like, this weirdo tried to kiss me. Whoa. But now that I think about it, it's like, yeah, that is straight up harassment. But yeah, so that was that situation. I need Astra to start slapping more efforts. Manager, yeah, it's like, yeah, I guess she would be a manager or something. But like the boss was always there, so it's like, I don't know her position. But yeah, it might be assistant manager. But yeah, she was always there in the morning. Like the morning shift. Usually the night shifts, she's only there for like maybe 1 or 2 days, and the rest of it's like usually like upper management, not upper management, but the seniority takes turns doing that. So it was never me, because you know, no one's gonna trust like a young individual like me to you know, manage anything. Let's say a self-defense classes, and we each take turns teaching Astra. No, I'm better now though. I haven't been in any of those situations. After working at the dollar store, none of those have ever happened to me ever again. But I think it's also because I work in, like, my jobs after that were never, I never had to deal with weirdos like that, maybe. No offense, but none of you teaching Astrocraft. Hey, maybe I'll learn something new, you know? One of us literally did boxing. You know, that's good. You know what can help me? Maybe I should get like the Miku boxing fitness. If Miku can box, I can box, you know? What can possibly go wrong? Because now you always have something in your hands to throw. First switch to stream Miku box. I know, right? The first thing I do is learn how to box and never have to use it in my life. But yeah, so beside those 2 kissing situations, those were the only kissing situations I had to deal with, thank god. But there have been like other times where it's like, what I guess it would be called like a near miss or something, but I don't know if it was, because it never actually happened, if that makes sense. Like there was this one time where I was like stalking one of like the aisles. I don't know, every time I'm stalking, it seems like there's never anyone around me. Which is like, what is going on? Maybe it's like, you know, opportunistic situations. But yeah. So this other time I was stalking things, and I was on like one of those like step ladder thingies because I had to get up higher to stock some stuff. And you know, I'm up there stalking. I don't really pay attention to who's behind me or whatever. So I'm just stalking things. And, you know, my like assistant manager that the lady is like walking between the aisles, and she's just, and I see her because I'm like facing the aisle while like kind of I have to rotate my body sideways a little bit to stalk the shelves. So like the ladder is facing her direction. So like I'm just doing that, and she's just standing on the other side of the aisle, just looking at me. And then all of a sudden she like calls out. She's like, Astra, come here right now. Like drop everything, come over to me right now. I'm like, what the frick? Okay. So I walk over to her, and then she basically pulls me behind, like she pulls me behind her. And then she's like still staring down that aisle. And then there's this dude that is like, I want to say probably like probably 2 or 3 feet away from where the ladder that I was standing on was. And yeah, she was just glaring at this dude. And then I'm just like, what's going on? And she's like, did you not notice this guy was like slowly creeping up behind you? I'm like, no, I was busy stalking the aisle. Like I wasn't paying attention. I didn't even know there was a dude there. And she's like, yeah, I was watching him. He was slowly, you know, kind of creeping up on you. I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of creepy. And then yeah, so she's like, okay, she tells me, it's like, okay, go to the front, stand behind the till, and don't move from there. And I'm like, okay, whatever you say. So I do that, and then she deals with this dude again. And yeah, she like deals with this dude, and she's like talking to him. And then by the end of it, it turns out that he was with like his parents, like his dad or something, but he was like I want to say he's like a little bit older. He looked kind of older. I don't know how old it is, but like he was with like his dad or whatever. And I guess it turns out that he is a little bit, has like a mental like disability of some sort. So yeah, so then she was talking to like the dude's dad, and it's like, yeah, no, like you have to be watching your child. Like I don't know what he was thinking of doing to my employee, but it could have been bad. And then yeah, the dad was like really apologetic and stuff, but it's like, yeah, I didn't, yeah, that was an interesting situation. Sorry, I always have a double take because I hear you say stalking instead of stalking. Oh, you know what I mean, but it both is the same. Same nothing. Okay, that situation was a little bit like of both. I was stalking the shelves while someone was stalking me, apparently. Sure, Pumpkin, hello, how are you? I'm doing well. I'm glad you're doing well. That's not an excuse. It's not, but like that's what they used. So, you know. And then I feel like after that happened, I wasn't like in an aisle by myself for like a hot minute. I feel like it was a couple months. For a couple of months, I was always with someone in an aisle because I guess like, you know, there have been so many situations that like the manager was like, yeah, no, we're gonna have a buddy system for you, just for you, because apparently you have some vibes that attract freaks of some sort. So yeah. So like the next couple months, I always had like someone like in the same aisle as me doing things. Yeah, I didn't stay at that job for too long. I think I only stayed at that job for 2-3 years. And then I went to college and then never looked back. Never went back doing retail work of that sort. I was stalking the aisles. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was like I think those were like the most like I wouldn't say interesting, but like experience that I had. Like the really major ones. There have been like other situations where like, you know, you have like weirdos like asking you very personal questions, like trying to do like pickup lines. I'm like, buddy, Like, do I look like the type who wants to be dating you? You literally look like you're like twice my age, sir. Please no. But I also think maybe it's because the where the dollar store is, it was a very like immigrant heavy neighborhood. So maybe they saw me and they just thought, oh yeah, she's just another like immigrant. Maybe I can like entice her into getting like a permanent residence or like a Canadian citizen if I like, you know, sweeten her up. And I'm like, sir, I was born here. I don't need it. But maybe it's like that mindset. Because all of these people were really like, they were like older. Definitely, I wouldn't say they were basically maybe 10 to 30 years my age. Give or take, like around that range. And then, yeah, they were weirdos. Now I'm just, I just attract different types of freaks that want to become anime with you. That is true, but no one has tried to kiss me so far. That's like a win in my book, you know. No one has aggressively tried to grab my face and kiss me. So I feel like, you know, freaks that want to be anime with me is perfect. You know why all this happens to you? Because you're always on the phone listening to true crime. No, that was after the fact. When I was younger, I was more of a normie in the sense that, you know, I didn't listen to more crime things. And then later on, you discover crime documentaries and 48 hours and you're like, oh my god, I need more of this. And then that's what happens. That's how the me now is created because of that. And oh, what's the other one? Shoot, what's the other one? That used to be on TV a lot. With FBI's Most Wanted? No. The one where they talk, yeah, it might be the FBI's Most Wanted, where they basically talk about all these people who are on the run right now that the FBI is like looking for in real life. And then they kind of do a reenactment of like their crimes. I forgot the name of it. Maybe that's what it's called. Oh, CSI. CSI I also watched a lot of growing up. Okay, not growing up, but like, you know, later on in life. Because that was also really interesting. It's the one that's like host host is like, what's his name? John Walsh? Is that his name? I don't think that's his name. The one where his son got kidnapped and ended up getting like killed. Yeah, John Walsh. Oh yeah, America's Most Wanted. That's the one that I was thinking of. That was always a really interesting thing to watch. Because you're like, oh my god, there are real freaks out there. When I was younger, hey, you know what? That's totally fine. If that deters weirdos from trying to like kiss me, then I'm all for it. Of course, the dollar store story again. Yeah, I was telling it because some people didn't hear about it. And I forgot, like, I told this a really long time ago. But when I was referring to it with, like, the new thing that I figured out, like, actually happened to me back then, like, you know, someone trying to recruit me to a MLM. It just, you know, circled back to the dollar store stories that I had. Location matters a lot. After that, Astra suddenly debuted as a I know. A slight upgrade. Now the true crime now the true crime happens to you. I don't even remember hearing all of that story this time. Some parts were new. Oh, about like, you know, the kissing and like the one in the aisle. Yeah. I feel like maybe back then I might have kind of like also didn't really like get into detail. I don't remember how I said it last time. But it's also because like I might have forgotten some parts of it because it's been a while. And I don't really think about it. Yeah, I actually don't think about it at all. It only comes up because like we were just talking about it and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So that happened. Jagger, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Sorry to make you remember. No, it's all good. I think it's like a good experience. I don't think... Because like, I don't know, maybe it's because I was like really young back then. And now that I think about it, I don't think... Like, if I put myself back into that situation, yeah, like now that I think about it, it's traumatizing. But at that moment, I was kind of like, what the hell? And then I just never thought about it afterwards. Because in all honesty, I don't think I even told... I definitely didn't tell my parents. Because if I told my dad about those situations, he would have told me not to work there anymore. I never really thought about telling anyone about it. I think I told my siblings, but I don't think I literally talked about like the kissing part. I think I just told them that, you know, this person was being handsy. Or like, you know, they grabbed me, but then that was about it. I didn't go into detail. I never really thought about like, yeah, I never really thought to talk about it. I never thought it was like a big deal back then. Now that I think about it now, it's like, yeah, that was definitely harassment and, you know, it was not a good thing. Where have you been? I was on vacation for a little bit, Jagger. I just got back beginning of last week, I think. Yeah. So we're back to the normal schedule stuff. We were gonna play Danganronpa, but I've been yapping for literally an hour. So I don't even know if it's worth playing it now because we probably won't get that far into it. We might just do a just chatting stream at this rate. And I'm just a liar and we're not playing. So I apologize to anyone who is here who wants to watch me play Danganronpa. Because we probably won't get that far with like, what, 2 hours of gameplay? You're calling it a good experience? I think it's like, maybe that's like my coping mechanism too. Because like at the end of the day, like it didn't get worse. I think maybe that's my coping mechanism is like, it could have been way worse than what it was. You know? So that's why I'm just like, yeah, it was a experience in itself. I would have also told you not to work there. Yeah, and I think it's also because like the reason why I got that job at the dollar store is because my dad kind of found it for me because he's like, oh yeah, like you need, you know, work experience. And like that dollar store was kind of connected to like a Asian supermarket too. And like my dad and mom usually go there for like groceries back in the day. So they saw like the help wanted sign. They're like, oh yeah, like, you know. It's funny because my dad actually, before asking me if I wanted to work there, he goes into the dollar store, actually talks to like the boss slash like manager, whatever he's called. And he's like, oh yeah, like I see that you're like hiring someone. Like I have a daughter who's, you know, who's so-and-so age and, you know, like, are you interested in hiring her? And literally the boss is like, yeah, just tell her to come in for an interview. And my dad basically drives home. I clearly remember this because it was like a Saturday. And I was just like, I think I was in my room. Probably watching anime. And he comes in, he's like, okay, get ready. I'm like, why? Why do I need to get ready? He's like, look presentable. I'm like, okay, why? He's like, you have a job interview at a dollar store. And they told you to go in for interview like now. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, they're like, you know, they have a job like, you know, a wanted sign. And I asked him and he's like, yeah, you can go in for interview. I'm like, okay. I think at that point I was like 18 because I was still, I think it was like the last couple months of high school. So yeah, so then he's like, okay, yeah, go, like I'll drive you there. So we drive over there. I talk to the guy and he, you know, he asks the basic questions like, oh yeah, how good are you with like communicating, you know, customer service, blah, 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 blah. And I guess it's also because we were like attached to like the Asian supermarket. He's like, oh, do you speak like, you know, do you speak Chinese? Because we usually get like a lot of like Chinese customers that come in, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I speak enough to have a conversation. It's like, okay, good, you're hired. And he's like, you can start like next week or whatever. So that's actually how I got the job at the dollar store. And I ended up staying there for like 3 years, give or take, before I went to college. Yeah. You did. No amount of money is worth harassment. That is true. But me back then didn't really think much about it. Actually, I had good coworkers, thankfully. Yeah. They really looked out for him, but I also think it's because I was like the youngest one there too. So they're always like, oh yeah, look at Astra, the naive one. We have to like, you know, look out for her. You know? And after those two situations, they're like, yeah, we definitely need to look out for her. She cannot fend for herself. But I missed half your stream. I was sleeping. It's okay. Sleep is more important, Jagger. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Class trial for every kisser mentioned. There was only 2 of them. Except you don't know what that means because you haven't even gone to one yet. That is true. Sounds like a typical Asian parent. Yeah, it was very out of the blue. So, you know, most kids, their first job is, you know, they go and like, you know, go in and ask for like, you know, a position at a McDonald's or whatever. And then mine is like, yeah, my dad found my job for me. I technically didn't have a say in it. Literally, he didn't even ask me if I wanted to work there. He's just like, yeah, you have an interview. And then, yeah. And then I was hired on the spot. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah. Probably the owner, honestly. Since it's probably a franchise. Yeah, I wasn't really sure how like how it works for the dollar store. I never really thought about it. But yeah. Dasha didn't want you to be lazy. I think so, but I think it's also because like all my other siblings, they did get a job like earlier on. Like they were already like working when they were 16. And then, you know, there was me, an 18-year-old who doesn't have a part-time job and is like watching anime on the weekends all the time. So maybe my dad was like, yeah, she needs a job. She needs to get out of the house. She needs to make pocket change, who knows. Can't believe you lied in the interview. I didn't even lie. It is true though. It is true. I do speak. I was actually surprisingly enough, I did use a lot of Chinese when I was at the dollar store. Cause then you get like a lot of like the older Asians that walk through and they're always asking me things in Chinese like, oh yeah, where is this thing? Like, do you have this in stock? I'm like, yeah, we do. And then I bring them over there and then whatnot. So that's actually surprising that I use that a lot. Bilingual buff, cheating, cheat code, more like it, yeah. You could have flunked the interview intentionally too. Yeah, but I think it was also like naive me was like, you know, answer the questions honestly. And I was really honest about my questions, you know? And it's just like he didn't ask anything like super tricky because it was like a, you know, it's a retail job. He didn't ask me any situation based. Like, oh, what is like your strengths and weakness? No, he didn't ask me any of that. I swear the interview was only, I want to say it was like less than like 10 minutes. Literally, he was just like, oh yeah, like, what days can you work? I'm like, I don't know, like I go to school most days, so probably only the weekends. He's like, oh perfect. It's like, what times are good for you? I'm like, I don't know, basically any time is fine, you know? It's on the weekend so I can get my parents to drive me home, blah blah blah. Yeah, and what else did he ask? Yeah, it was basically it. Really. It was just like vibe checking me, I guess. And so yeah, she looks, you know, decent enough. John, hello, hello, how are you? For all the interview questions, I mean, are you a good customer, good at customer service? Astra, yes, definitely. No, because he was just asking, it's like, oh yeah, like, are you, you know, are you good with people? I'm like, I guess, like, you know, communication. Basic skills kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, like I can talk to people. I'm like, I don't, you know, it's not a problem. I think in situations like, oh, if a customer asked you, you know, where this is, like, how would you respond? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, yes, we have this. It's in aisle whatever, you know? So yeah. Yeah, you pretty much gave him the golden answer with those. Yeah, I think so. But I think it also made more sense because I wasn't interested in like going to work after like right when I get off of school. I'm not taking a bus to go work. So I told him like most likely I'll rather do the weekends because it's literally I don't have to like stress about like, you know, rushing over after getting off of school with my school bag and whatnots. I'm like, yeah. And then afterwards, when I got out of like high school, I was taking like a gap year, if that's what you call it. Okay, I took 2 gap years, give or take. Because the first year was literally like, I don't know what I want to do. So I'll think about it. And then the second year is like, oh, I tried to... No, the end of the first year of my gap year was like, okay, maybe I'll go into being like a pastry chef. So then I applied for that college course. Didn't get into it. And then the second year I applied for like my environmental science diploma degree thing. And I got into that. So that's like the moral of the story is that's why I was there for so long. Because I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Weekend all day available. Basically, that was basically it. A weird ass interview question is like, would you let me scam you? And would you let me kiss you? That's the thing. When I first met the owner slash boss, he wasn't actually into the MLM yet. I think it was like a year afterwards where he started like, oh yeah, I just, you know, got into this new business thing. And then he started talking about it. And then, yeah. And that was like, you know, when the kissing situation also happened. Like the first year was fine. It was totally, you know, there was nothing going on. But I also think it's also because I was probably only like I was 18. So maybe that was also a deterrent of some sort because, you know, you're like barely legal situation. So if they did try anything, it could result in like a criminal charge. More than what it would be if it was harassment, you know. But you know what? Maybe that was why it was pretty chill the first year. I'm good. I'm glad you're doing good. Oh, I tried hot pot recently. I loved it. Ooh, what kind of hot pot base do you usually get? I usually like the tomato base or like the mushroom base. They have a really good like spicy one, but I can't eat the spicy one. I'm usually like the tomato. But that's good. I'm glad you like hot pot. Hot pot is like my go-to comfort thing. Especially when it's cold. When it's really cold outside, hot pot is really nice to have. Burn the whole kitchen. They fell down a dark path. If he was willing to put his hands on you like that, I doubt. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, definitely the first year there wasn't much. Maybe he was also vibe checking me too. Maybe he was like, you know, scoping out. Was like, will she say anything if I did this? Or is she more of like the submissive type? I don't know. I don't know. These are all speculations because who knows what was going in his head at that time. You should have carried a jello knife. It's funny how you say that because, like, you know, that dollar store had like kitchen knives in the kitchen aisle. Now that I think about it, that isn't that like a little bit like dangerous to have like, you know, kitchen knives in that for like $1, and it's like so easy to open it too. So I feel like, you know, you have like all these weapons at the ready for some crazy person to have. Oh, I don't know. It just said, oh, Szechuan. Okay. It was spicy. Had, with the, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Szechuan's pretty good, apparently, is what my siblings say. They like that. I can't eat it. But that's good. I wish you still had the knife emote. I know, right? Allie Astra ain't a killer yet. Yeah, no, I'm not a killer. Don't put the yet there, because I will never be one, okay? Let's be honest. I will never survive prison. Like, I would not survive. You hear the prison stories, and I don't want to be in prison. Like, I feel like I would definitely not be the highest on the pecking order. You know, that is not the best place to be when you're at the bottom. I can't survive that. You know? I'm too much of a baby to be able to survive it. Survivorship bias, perhaps. Maybe the prisons, or actually, no. You hear horror stories, especially if you're not in like the, you know, low security one. I feel like if you are convicted of unaliving someone, you are not gonna be in like the, you know, the low security jail. You're gonna be in like the slightly higher, you know, security jail where all like the murderers and what you call it, whatever serious crimes that they're in, that situation. And I will not survive. I'm not gonna be in the same cell as like a scammer, you know? Or someone who did tax fraud. Yeah, basically. I will not survive. You know? I've heard enough. The Russia and the gulags. No, I will not survive that. Don't subject me to that. Jesus, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Oh, hey Jesus. You're just in time for Danganronpa? Okay, we established maybe I should change my thumbnail. Because this might be like, this might be, what is it? Oh my god, my brain's not working right now. it's a lie. I guess that's a good word for it. It's a lie. We're not actually playing Danganronpa. It's just a yapping stream. Because that's what happens. I went down a rabbit hole. And it's funny because Danganronpa has been open on my PC for the last hour and a half. You mean you'll be putting maximum security? Probably not, but probably in like high security. Because I feel like maximum security are for people who have unalived more than one person and have done like very heinous crimes. But you know, if I was ever, you know, if I was, how would I say this? If I committed a situation where someone is unalive, I would feel like I would be in like a high security, not maximum though. But also I would not survive. Oh, also, will your save transfer over from Switch 2 version? The Chris 2. Yeah, I haven't actually set it up yet because I was worried about like the transferring and stuff. So I might actually buy the Nintendo Switch Online thing to get cloud save just to like, you know, have all my bases covered. Because I don't trust myself like transferring it over from like the OG Switch to the Switch 2. And I'm worried that like I don't have enough memory because my OG Switch has like a SD card in it. So like I can fit all of my save data and whatever on it and it's totally fine. But like the new Switch 2, I don't have a SD card for it because SD cards are like hella expensive. So I have to figure that out. That's probably gonna be a tomorrow thing and over the weekend. Yeah, no stream on Saturday because I have like a family barbecue thing going on. So I'll be out of the house the whole day. Because I was planning to play more Xenoblade on stream that day, but it'll give me time to like figure out how to transfer things over safely and also buy like the upgrade pack for Xenoblade. You need to make it you need to create a shank for your toothbrush and it takes time, but it's for survival. Yeah, but then if like you're caught with it in your jail cell, they might add on additional like you know days to your sentence. I don't know how it works, but I'm pretty sure if you break jail rules, there are consequences. You know, it's either you're put in like solitary confinement or they add like extra time to your sentence or whatever it is. Like I don't want to stay there longer than I have to. Not saying I will ever be in there, but you know. A classic move from Astra. Gaming stream, but it's actually a just chatting. So true. I know, right? This has happened too many times. But I can't help it. This is what happens when I end up chatting and then you guys encourage me to chat. And then we just end up talking about the most randomest things. Just say it's self-defense. You probably get house harassed, maybe. Astra at the maximum security wall. Like that one video of the cat jumping at the class door. Just do the built-in transfer. Yeah, but I'm worried that like since it's like I don't have enough space on the Switch 2, I'm worried that it doesn't all transfer over and like there might be like a loss in information. So I might just do individual transfers and then also just buy like the Switch Online thing just to, you know, have everything backed up on the cloud just in case. After being put in a cell Like Mio in 3. I know. But then I won't have anyone on the other side, you know, trying to talk to me and trying to, you know, talk me out of things. Actually, I might, but do I want to talk to them? That's another, you know, story in itself. Who'll be your Noah though? I know, right? Who's gonna be my Noah and, you know, talk to me? Nobody. Oh, so your family hates us? And I don't know if they know you exist, in all honesty. Okay, in all honesty, I don't even know if my siblings actually understand what, like, streaming is. I always say this, and it's like I've been doing this for, like, what? 4 years now? I don't think they actually understand what it is, and I don't think they actually understand that you, like, the people I'm talking to on stream are actually, like, people, you know? And I think their mindset is like, oh yeah, you only have like, you know, 1 or 2 people. But in reality, it's like more than that. I don't think they understand that. So I don't think they actually know you guys exist. I think they just think I'm just losing my mind. I'm just talking to myself, you know? I'm talking to an AI chatbot. Who knows? Are we invited to this cookout? You are, not really. They don't know that you exist. You will get the experience through word of mouth from what I will tell you next week when I see you guys again, you know? He wants us to starve. No, no, no. I believe in your ability to survive. I feel like you guys have a higher survival rate than I do. So you guys will be fine. You know? You guys are gonna be a-okay. The more she has, then you know what? At that rate, I don't need nobody. It's okay. I would just sit in the cell with my thoughts and prayers. That's all I need at that point. Oh, can you bring back some burnt barbecue grocery? I don't know if you want to eat that though. It's like nothing. Think about your health. The burnt barbecue, that's not good for you. Think about like the potential chances of cancer from it. The closest to Noah she has is me, and I'll be giddy to play the Wow, wow. So rude, Jesus. You're just waiting for that day, huh? I see how it is. And won't even get a chance to finish saying I'll be there on the stage before he noticed. I'm taking the flute from his hand with a speed. Oh my god. Solo said, wow, you're just plotting my demise is what it is. Void, hello, hello, how are you? This has to be the highest people watching I've seen. I haven't been looking at it. I've been scared to look at like the viewers right now. I've been like taking glances here and there, but like I'm scared to look at it. But thank you for everyone who's lurking and like listening to me talk about my unhinged experience in life. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry if you guys are here for a Danganronpa stream and I'm just talking about, you know, I'm just trauma dumping at this point. I'm sorry for trauma dumping on everyone. I think that's the case right now. Well, hello, hello. I didn't even notice. I've been like here and there glancing at it, but the number has been too high and I'm getting, you know, a little bit like, I don't know, not nervous, but you know, whatever it is, the word for it. I'll play off the off seeing tune. Wow, okay. We'll all get the holographic meatloaf. Don't worry. You guys don't need to eat a meatloaf. You guys can eat a steak. I'll get a steak for you guys. I'll even have like varieties of it. So if you want a medium rare, you can have that. You know, options. Look at how like accommodating I am. Oh, it's the first part of the time. Yeah, boy, the stream's not ending. I was thinking of playing a game today, but then I ended up yapping for literally an hour and a half so far. So there's no point of starting the game now. Because we're probably only gonna get like an hour and a half of a game. So it makes no sense to start it now. So it's just talking. So you're here at the right time. I'm just yapping away about random things. The breadcrumbs have the most flavor though. No, but think about all the cancerous situations that is. You shouldn't be eating burnt food. As Mithra would say, carbon is good for you. 3 Australian people are watching. No, don't say that. Then it's just like the stress of trying to be an entertainer, which is like I don't know what I'm saying half the time. And this is like probably like the worst way for people to be introduced to my stream as me, you know, trauma dumping on everyone. Actually, if I'm asking to play during your homecoming, you'll have me up there like the flute guy from the Game Awards? No. You are not. You are uninvited to my homecoming, okay? I would like to disappear in peace without seeing you. You know? If I recall, there's a YouTube glitch for viewer count. It probably is, you know? Because it's like, I'm surprised that there's this much people, so I wouldn't be... Like, I wouldn't, you know... I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube has a glitch, in all honesty. That might make me feel less, like, stressed, you know? If that's the case. But if it's not that, then it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, this is crazy. For real though, I'm getting slowly cooked. Oh, I'm getting slow cooked short ribs in the near future next week. I'm really looking forward to. Ooh, short ribs are great. In all honesty, I do like eating short ribs, but the thing with them is that they are really messy to eat. Because it depends on which ones you're getting. If you're getting the ones with like a lot of sauce, yeah, it's really messy to eat, but they're so good though. Especially when like they're slowly cooked and it just falls off of like the bone. That's like the best. But yeah, no, I feel like I'm more of like a steak person or meats in general. But then that's really good. I'm hoping that there will be really good meat at the barbecue on Saturday. It's truly too late for me though because I've been eating food with a little bit of black on them since I was a kid. It's okay. A little bit is fine. But you know, and at the same time, as a child, you don't really have much of a choice of like what you were fed at that point. So now you have more choice, so you should choose not to eat burnt food. You were formally uninvited from my death/bureau, basically. You are blacklisted from it. Astra doesn't want to see Jesus at the end of her life. Yeah, I'm actually Buddhist. So I don't know what Jesus can do for me, you know? From what I've been told from all the Jehovah's Witnesses that have been knocking on my door, is that if I don't let Jesus into my life, I will go straight down to hell. So apparently that's where I'm going. from what I've been told. So I don't know how much Jesus can help me. I have rejected him too many times based on all the Jehovah's Witnesses that knock on my door. I mean, the stream appears to me as highlighted by, oh my goodness, we're highlighted by YouTube. No, this is stressful. So there's a decent chance that the view count is real. Oh my goodness. Oh. I can't believe between if I like short ribs, brisket, or ribeyes as my favorite beef cut. I think it also depends on how it's cooked too, you know? If it's cooked well, then you know all of them are good, no matter what. I think it also depends on like your preference, you know? At the end of the day, as like just, you know, based on like maybe texture or like the easiness of eating them and whatnots. Astra, does your chat box have auto? I don't know. I have no idea if it does. YouTube has an auto translate feature for streamers now, and it can be a little okay. That's the thing. It can be a little funky, but at the same time, I slur my speech. Sometimes when I talk, I slur. So I don't know how good the auto translate is, because it might be translating some of the things I say like horribly wrong. Because also at the same time, I don't like pronounce words properly sometimes too. So like the translator is probably like, what the frick are you trying to say? I don't know what you're trying to say. Let's just randomly insert a word here. I personally like my steaks cooked. Congratulations. Yeah, like medium rare is the best. I don't know how people eat like, what is it called? Like blue? Is that what it's called? Where they just kind of like the steak gently grazes the grilling station. You know? And then literally it's just that it's literally eating like a raw piece of meat. Like you can literally have took this off of like the cow itself and just ate it at that point. For that type of like, you know, preference of meat wellness. And I don't understand it because it's like, ooh. Like I yeah. You're not getting into my home when you type so. It's fine, it's fine. My dad's gonna lock the door. Instead of off-seeing Jesus with his flute playing the chain attack theme one time in the middle of it. I think that's like they used to blow the torches and just I have no idea. Yeah, it's literally like they gently graze it onto like the cooking surface and then they just give it to you. And it's just like at that state, like might as well not do that because I don't think it did anything. You know? Oh, for Bloom. Yeah, I had a cousin back then when like I was really close to like all of my like extended family, and he really liked his steak like that, and it was disgusting. Maybe it was also because he chewed like an animal. And it's just like, oof, what are you, a barbarian? That like imagery is in my head. So every time like I just think about like the possibility of someone ordering a steak where it's like blue rare or whatever, however they call it, I just think of like that image of my cousin eating like that steak and it's like, ooh, you're disgusting. You know? I'll play the tune double the tempo. Turn it up. Yeah, it's like, okay, pick up the pace, you know. We don't need to like drag on this funeral for too long. Come on, go go go, get out of here. I think my introduction to sushi helped me get into medium and rare. I don't know. I feel like because like for sushi, the texture is different, you know. So it's like I know some people who like sushi but do not like their steak like medium. They need it like well done because I guess they just don't like the like that texture of meat when it's not fully cooked. But yeah. Oh, did you have any interest in the Hollow Dream God? Oh, I'm doing horrible. I've been opening it up every day to do like the daily login, but I don't know why. Every time I play through a song, I'm horrible at it. Like I'm pretty decent at like what is it? The Miku one, the Isekai one? Project Isekai? But for some reason, Hollow Dreams, I'm like garbage at it. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just like the touch style of it. I don't know, but I've been horrible at it so far. Exactly like I want to get to the food for the funeral. You know, is that what they do? I have never been to a funeral, so I don't actually know how it works. Do they actually have food afterwards? It's like, does anyone actually have appetite after like seeing off someone? Like after you know, poor Uncle Bob is like buried into the ground. Everyone's like, okay, let's go to the buffet and eat now. It's like, does anyone actually have a stomach to eat? Is that a thing? Oh, I just don't like how prestigious people can get about how you order yours. Yeah, but then, you know, people can be prestigious about like pretentious about anything, you know? It's like some people can be really pretentious about like keyboards and like audio and stuff. It's like, just let me enjoy my food. Stop being such a like micromanager, you know? It's like, this is why no one likes you, Deborah. Is because you're so, you know, you're so nitpicky about these things. What about those restaurants that don't honor your temp above medium? Oh. Really? I don't think I ever had any situations like that. Because I feel like your customer service would be like garbage. But at the same time, if that ever happened, I would never be able to order a eggs benny. Like every time I order a eggs benny, I need it to be well done. Which kind of defeats the purpose of like of it, because your egg is supposed to be runny. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, the restaurant would not like me. Oh, I wonder how the multiplayer works. I think you just all play through the song individually, and then like whoever gets the highest like score, they just get more points, I think. From what I remember seeing some people in Hololive play. But yeah, I don't know if there's any other like play styles for it. There wasn't any food at my... Yeah, like I wasn't sure if that's a thing. Yeah, maybe it's more of like not a culture thing. Maybe it's just like based on like the style that you want it as. Also, I guess it also costs them way more too. Because funerals already cost so much, and then now you have to like factor in like catering, and just like, oof, that's a lot of money. Um. Oh, I did the opening today, and it was I was happy with the little myth part at the beginning. Uh, and you do mythology. Yeah, I haven't really bought any new albums. Do you know how you have like when you first start, you get like a handful of like free tickets to like redeem songs? I haven't used any of them yet. I've been just kind of playing through all the songs that they already have. And you know, doing horrible at them, but you know, slowly getting through it, trying to figure out why it's so much more different than Project Isekai. Um, I guess Astra gives a passive immortality AoE. Deborah's getting cooked. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the first name that like I thought of. What did Deborah do? Nothing. It just sounded like a very like, I don't know, Karen like name, you know? A very old name that I feel like every time I hear like the name Deborah or like, I don't know, like what other name will pop up to me? Yeah, no, Deborah's the only one I think of right now, or like Patricia. Like I just associate those names with like an old person. And then some old people are so like, you know, so angry all the time about life. Like, what do you have to be angry about? Oh yeah, fancier steakhouses have fine print that says that you're free to order steak above medium, but they probably won't honor. Oh really? That's interesting. I never seen that. Yeah, because the steakhouse that I went to a couple times, they didn't really have. Actually, they might have. I don't read the fine print, so maybe they also have that. I just never paid attention to it. But you know what? That's good. I feel like also at that point, the waiter has to point it out too. Because then I can feel like someone who doesn't read it and asks for like a well done steak and they get like a, you know, medium rare and they just like have like a meltdown, you know? And then you waste a perfectly good steak because this person didn't read the fine print. So if we ever play together, I'll be sure to play one hand as a handicap. I don't even think you need that at this rate. Like, I feel like I won't be able to like finish a song. For some reason, it's just the game is not like my brain does not understand how it works for some reason. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe I just need more practice on it. Cause usually for Project Isekai, I can do pretty good with hard mode in general for most songs. But then for like for Hollow Life Dream, for some reason, even normal is giving me difficulties. So it's like I wonder if I have to change like the timing or whatnot on like the touch, or is it's just me? I don't know. Once I saw Mythor cheat in the game, I was it was immediate buy for me. Ah, I see. You know, it sounds like a Karen named Karen. I know, but you can't always use Karen. You gotta use some other names too. To be fair, Deborah does sound like a annoying person. With all due respect to any Deborah. Yeah, see? See? The due respect being none. You can look for next time. Yeah, I will. I haven't been able to go to that place for steak recently. It's like because it's like been so expensive. Well, it is expensive that like I think I only went once this far this year. I went once last year and once this year so far. And I think each time was just for special occasions, like family special occasions. So next time I go, I will like, you know, hyper analyze the whole menu to see if it's there. How fast are you making the notes? I feel like it's too slow. All the notes together make it harder to see what hits it. Yeah, I don't know. I've been, you know how they do the timing thing that you can do the tap or like the timing. I did that a couple times, but I don't think that it helped. So I might need to look into it a little bit more. But Karen is so iconic. No, 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 no. We need other names because I feel like Karens need other individuals with them. So then they can all gossip about, you know, their tendencies. And then you can't have Karen talking to Karen. You know, you have to have Karen talking to Deborah, who are both relating to each other about how, you know, so and so did this. Maybe your Oshis are distracting you from the song chart. Maybe. Okay, not gonna lie. Most of the time I just been like running around the island and just like low key like being a stalker to all of like the Hololive members in general. Cause like the avatars are so cute in the game, not gonna lie. I can probably sit there and just stare at the models the whole time and just be happy with that. Because just watching them interact with each other is just so cute. The no speed is what they asked you to set in the beginning of every song. Oh that. Yeah, I should probably double check that. I need a graph about the Karen spawn rate in the last 15 years. I need to see the effects of the names. Negative conduct. I know. I spent a good like 10 minutes at the beginning choosing between Mori or La Plus. Who did you end up choosing though, Nai? That is the question. Yeah, I wonder like the naming. How many names are not in the dictionary, like is not been used for a while? Yeah, definitely Karen would be one that hasn't been used in a while. But then also parents nowadays are being weird. And they're naming their kids the most weirdest name to be unique. It's like, why would you like you want to name your child like what is it? I don't know, like Clara or something, but like instead of a C, it's like a K and like, you know, there's a silent like E somewhere. It's like, why do you gotta make this child's name so difficult? That every time someone pronounces their name, the child has to correct them. It's like, no, that's not how you know, pronounce it. It's like, why? I don't understand some naming. Or like, you know, oh, I named my child, like, after like one of my favorite characters. His name shall now be Wolverine. It's like, excuse you, who would name their child Wolverine? That child's gonna hate you for the rest of their life, you know? I did get the Watame Summer Oh, you know, I haven't been my luck hasn't been the greatest for pulling. I haven't really... What did I end up getting? I ended up getting, who did I end up getting? I got Mori's in the, like, the first, special banners. I did get Mori and Narissa. But then afterwards, all my luck went downhill. I haven't pulled anyone since that. And I feel like those were the pity ones where it's like, oh, select like your top three, you know, cards that you would want to pull. And then the drop rate is higher. And that's why I got them. But yeah, afterwards, I didn't get any. My luck is garbage is what it is. I selected the swimsuit. No, hers is really pretty. I do have to admit, it is the artist knew what they were doing for the artwork for that. The worst part about people who purposely spell the name different to try to stand out is that I can almost guarantee they have the grammar of an 8-year-old. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes some of these names is like, why do you have to make it complex? Why can't you just be normal? Oh, I want to get Flair Summer, so it's a little sad. But not too much. It's funny to me when everyone is talking and Gira is silent. She got no voice. I kind of wish that they were able to pull a couple from like her VODs at least. You know? And it's just kind of like it's just not the same. Not even the sample shark from one of her VODs. I feel like with all the VODs that she has, you can probably pull 1 or 2 of them. Come on. And even if the quality is a little bit less than the other voice lines from all the other members, it's fine because everyone understands why. Like, you can't get like a fresh new like recording of her. That's fine if it's a little crispy and crunchy. It's fine. As long as there is a voice. I don't care about the swimsuit design. She's my favorite base design. And she got the biggest... I see. But yeah. I haven't been... My luck has been like garbage for that. But speaking of names, now that we're talking about naming too, I kind of went... It's not a rabbit hole, but I was deep in thought about like, if my parents didn't choose my name and I had to choose my own name, especially like, you know how international students, when they come to like North America for like, you know, to go to school for like schooling and stuff, they get to pick their names, and sometimes they pick like the most like questionable names ever. Or maybe it's just like the Chinese international students that pick like the weirdest names, you know, names that are like either like super old, like, you know, Catherine, or they just pick names that are like, this is not a name that a normal person would use in a normal setting, and it's more of a name that people will use if you worked at like a questionable establishment where there is less clothing on the female employees, you know, like Candy. Who would want their name to be Candy in a normal sense, you know? Like, out of all the names in like a dictionary, you picked the name Candy, you know? Her first name. Yeah, I don't know if it's just like a Chinese international student situation, but there have been times when I was in university and there was like a lot of Chinese students. When they introduce themselves, I'm just like, I can totally tell that you picked that name yourself, you know? I have a friend with a super weird name. And it's like hard too because like, you know, it's just sometimes you also forget if their names are like really weird or they have a weird pronunciation of it, and you're like, it takes me a while to remember it. Give me a second. Like their American names when they come over. Yeah. International students at my school all have normal names. That's good. Maybe it was just like the students that I interacted with at my university, but yeah, they had like some of them had normal names, but then you always had like one that throws you a curveball with like a name that's like okay. Like one of them was named Minnie because like, yeah, I guess she like Minnie Mouse, but it was like weird because I was like, I don't think I have ever heard of anyone having that name. You know? And it's just like, I did a double take for that. I don't associate Catherine with an old name, with old, but I think that's because I play yeah, but you know what I mean, like very like old English kind of names. Like, you know, for like guys it would be like a Henry or like a James. Very like classic old names is like what they pick, or like they just like throw it like a curveball of some sort. I think it might be because native English speakers are exceptionally as about pronouncing foreign names and the way they're supposed to. So you kind of gotta get the second. No, for sure. I think it's that, and also for them to try to like kind of like fit in more. Because, you know, if you're in like a group of friends and everybody has like an English name and then you just have like the more quote unquote foreign name, I guess it is kind of like mentally like you feel like, you know, that you are different. There's another like kind of like sticking point to that. So then they end up choosing like, yeah, a very much a English name to try to fit into. But some do choose some strange one. What can be true, unfortunately. The most Chinese looking man you ever meet, and he introduces himself as is a perfect British accent. Oh, I associate none of those as old. Really? I don't know. Like classic names, I guess. Like classic names that you would know that people who were born like as a boomer would have. You know, those types of names. Or like older. By Disney Hall, Minnie got to hook up with someone named Mickey. My brother and dad names are James. They're completely normal to me. Yeah, I think it's just like for me, I associate them more like they're like classic names. I guess that's a good word for it. Instead of like old. I hope I escaped the curse actually with me picking Aiden as my name. The only thing tripping people up is the A instead of the E. Not gonna lie, nothing in the beginning. Every time I typed in your name, on like the YouTube search bar, I always typed it with the E, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't look right. But now I got it. But in the beginning, I was one of those people where like, I'm pretty sure this is a E. No, it's not. But yeah, no, I was just thinking about like, if I had to choose my own name, what would I choose it as? And I'm like, I don't know. But I'm like glad that my parents chose like a normal name. Especially with them like English not being their first language. I'm glad that they didn't end up calling me like, you know, Candy. or something ridiculous. That would suck. That would suck if my legal name was Candy. It's like, dear lord. Oh, in Spanish-speaking countries, we have a thing where the most recognizable old names are the ones that are straight up nouns. Oh. What in really? Oh, that's interesting. Does anyone actually have that kind of name though, Jesus? Or is it just kind of like, it kind of died out and most people will have like, quote unquote, like normal names now? I gotta put the wrong name for myself in my channel tag. You should though, because then, you know, you're guaranteed to at least get like more people in. Because someone just randomly types in, you know, Aiden, and they get, you know, they get you. It's like, yeah, nope, you, this is me. I have a name suggestion for you. IRL. Oceanary. I know, right? What an amazing name that is. Whoever thought about that? But just a genius. Throwback, I know. Which I do have to say, naming your daughter, what is a bit crazy. Yeah, some people, like, I don't know, like, I don't even know if, like, Destiny is, like, a nice name. I feel like that name is also kind of, questionable. It's like, I don't know if I want a child named Destiny. You know? I feel like it might be like you're setting them up for failure in some form. It's mostly gone. I'm talking like baby boomer generation. Has or had those kinds of names now really common nowadays. Which makes sense because I feel like a lot of like old school names are in English are also not used a lot anymore too. Or like, you know how back then there would be like more gender neutral names that now are like there is a gender to them now. Because I feel like back then, like Ashley was like a very gender neutral name. Because back then you can use it for both boys and girls, but now it's more like when you call someone Ashley, it is like more associated with a girl's name now. I'm pretty sure back then it was universal. But then they have a kid and they'll be Destiny's child. Yeah, like that's like the worst though. It's just, I don't know. I just got reminded of what almost was the ID of the previous Mexican. Oh, I don't know why the first name that comes to mind, where it was the daughter, mind, or if I have a daughter is Elizabeth. You know what? Elizabeth is like a refined name though, because Elizabeth is like, I don't know, like when you hear the name Elizabeth, you think more of like a put together person. I don't know, from my like, when I just think about the name, I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, they would be like someone who is really put together, because the name sounds very like, I wouldn't say posh, but more refined. I guess that's the word. I don't think I ever met a male Ash. I think I met one. But he was like an older gentleman from what I remember. But then he usually just goes by Ash instead of like the full name as Ashley. So that was interesting. But yeah, he was an older individual. Yeah, but apparently nowadays it's only meant for girls. Don't know if other countries do this, but Mexico has something called a perp. Oh, in our IDs that are made up with our data. So name, initial, birthday, etc. One of the former presidents would have spelled, wait. Oh. Okay. Wait. Because that's even worse. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Is it kind of almost like a barcode? But why would you need that though? Why would you need that ID? Because like, what if someone has like exactly the same ones? You know? I hate when people decide when something isn't your name because it's spelled differently or not typical for your gender. Or like I also don't understand how some people like shorten names. Like you know how like Robert, like the shortening of Robert is Bob. And I don't understand where Bob comes from Robert. I guess like the B in Robert? Like yeah. Like I feel like the older generation, if their name is Robert, they always like, oh yeah, just call me Bob. I'm like, but those are two different names. How does that even work? Not Rob? No, apparently it's Bob. It's like some people use Rob, but then some people use Bob for it. So I'm just like, what's Rick? I have no idea. I know some of them are really like out there kind of thing. There's an edit meme where the ID isn't edited. Just yeah, that's the worst. Show my Astra ID. Feel sorry for someone named Richard. What's who knows? Yeah, what is Richard? Do you know the one for I don't. I only know the Bob one because of like someone that I used to work with. Oh, really? But why though? Why does Richard become that though? Like I don't understand how that relates to each other. Like I get it if for Richard it could be Rick. Because you know, that's shortening, but how does it become like a whole different like name? And isn't there like one for girls too? I don't remember which one it was. Like Penelope becomes something else, I think. That's like has nothing to do with Penelope. I don't remember what it is, but there's some girl names that are like that too. And I'm like, I don't understand. I say medieval tradition, but at the same time, how does that work? How did the medieval period, how did they associate with that? You know? It's like, okay, your name is Charlie, but your you know, Nick, like, to shorten it, we'll call you Chuck. You know, how does that make sense? It doesn't. I don't get it. Maybe I'm not like English enough for it. Who knows? But yeah. Oh, his first name was Richard. His last name is. No, it's a form of ID. It uses both last name, paternal and maternal, as well as your name first and middle, if you have one, as well as your birthday. So, it can't really be repeated with others. Okay, that makes sense then. Well, that's really complex. Why couldn't they just use, I don't know, like numbers? In general, I guess it's easier to remember if it's like, you know, all these things that are associated with yourself. But still. Fun fact, there's a Marvel superhero called Nova, whose real name is Richard Wright. Oh my god, that's the worst name. See? You know, his parents must really hated him. Because it's like, dude, yeah. It's like, those times when like you have like Asian parents who have the last name like Doe, right? And then you decide you're gonna name your kid John. And when they graduate and they go up to receive their like diploma and they say his name John Doe. And it's just like, what is this? Like an unidentified body? It's like, what's with that name? So every time that happens. I don't think I met that many people with the last name Doe, but there have been a couple times where I have, and the first thing I say is like, what's your first name? And then, you know, they tell me what it is. I'm like, oh, thank goodness it's not this. Some rhythm nickname thing. So it'll become Rick and then change to like how William became Will and then Bill. Yeah, I don't get that. Asian kid named Cadaver. I know at that rate. Some names are hilarious. Wasn't there no movie announced? Oh. Yeah, no, isn't the new Superman out already? I think it's already out. I think it was out on the 20 something. I don't know. I feel like Marvel now, it's like I don't even know what's going on with Marvel. Like I don't even know who's actually in the universe anymore at this point. You mean Supergirl? What about Oh, I heard Supergirl didn't do that good in theaters, right? Oh yeah, I thought Spider-Man recently released. Did it not? Or is it still like, is it being released later? I don't know. I haven't been really paying attention to release dates and stuff. Oh, Spider-Man's been been out for a while. Oh, has it? Oh, it comes out tonight. Ah, okay. Yeah, I kind of knew that it was coming out soon. I wasn't sure if it was this week or if it was last week. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Marvel. I don't even know what superheroes are like technically currently in the Marvel universe right now. It's like who is gone and who is staying situation. I grab Astra's face, but to push her away because she is a she's a creep. I have someone else and I have someone else get away. Yeah, you wrench. He's gonna know. You freak. Wow. Okay, I see what you do with your membership. You know, making me relive my trauma a little bit. Read the first part of it. It's like, what are you doing? But thank you for using your membership redeem. Spider-Man is kind of the side dish to like Xenoblade 2. Released, to be honest. Oh yeah! Speaking of like 2, like the new release Blade. Momo? Is that her name? I was wondering about that. Since she's from like a older Xenoblade game, does that mean that Nintendo bought the rights to it then? Does that mean that there's a potential for like a, you know, a remake of like the older Xenoblade games, you know? That's what I was thinking when I saw it. I'm like, ooh, is there a potential for that? And also, I need to see, she's like a free update, right? I need to double check. I guess it doesn't matter if I'm gonna buy the upgrade. So no matter what, I'll get her at that point. I want to use all 150 characters in that message and kiss. And I use exactly 100. You know what? It works. You were cooking up a good set of words. Not necessarily, but technically, it's a possibility. Okay. Hopefully it's real. I do want to play the older games that are like updated. Cause I started what is it? Xenosega? Xenogear? Which one did I start? It's on the PlayStation 2. I think it's Xenogear. I didn't get that far because the mechanisms to it's too old. The grinding in it is weird. And like the mapping system, I get lost all the time. I didn't get that far. Maybe I'll pick it up again. But who knows? Oh, okay. Manga has always been weird with that because they give out perms a ton, but leaves the IP to rot. I see. Oh, okay. She's part of the switch to it. Okay. Okay, that means I have to get the upgrade. All right, that's fine. But they've been releasing more and more IPs into the wild. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully Nintendo will be able to get it and then more people can experience the older titles like myself. That'll be nice. It'd be like who say this? Who says it's the same Momo? After I can't play anything made before 20. No, okay. You know what? 2011 is fine. I feel like the really old games, some of the mechanics are just too dated and I can't play through the game. It's like the classic Pokemon games. Like for like, what is it? Which one? On the Game Boy Advance and stuff? I can play through it, but then leveling each individual Pokemon by themselves is so much more tedious. After you get spoiled with like, you know, party experience instead, I'm just like, oh my god, now I have to like switch out this Pokemon to put this Pokemon in so then they can get some of like the shared XP. But they're also super weak right now, so I can only like let them, you know, breathe some fresh air and then recall him again so he doesn't die. Too much. This is panning out to be legally ambiguous remake of Xenogear 2. Oh really? Is it? So there might be no need to get Xenogear from Square's evil hand. Oh, okay. I am looking forward to it though. I'm excited to see what the story is about. They say he hasn't had an original idea in 30 years on her. Oh, okay. That's literally part of why the new ones suck. Really? I feel like, but it's like, it's less time consuming. Or like, I feel like instead of giving, I don't know. Sometimes it's just too much. Because I was trying to play through, which one was I trying to play through? I don't remember. But I was trying to pick it up again and play through like the classic ones. But it got too tedious because like literally everyone is so weak and it's like I can't do anything with them. And it gets a little bit annoying. Danganronpa and Square won't sell the IP they don't use. He might as well make them himself. That is true. At this point, if like, you know, if they don't release it, you can always remake it in a sense that it can relate to it, but it'll be different, you know? You just need to remix it to a point where, you know, a copyright infringement will not be used. And let's be honest, at this point, Nintendo has so much money. I feel like they can win a legal battle. Maybe they didn't win the legal battle with like, you know, oh, I guess that's the Pokemon company. Never mind, that was the Pokemon company. They didn't win the battle with Pal World, but you know, Nintendo has enough money. Their lawyers are, you know, decent enough. They'll figure something out to make it like ambiguous enough that they're not infringing on anyone else's IP. Lately, I've been in the mood to read like 70s and 80s mangas. What mangas are even in that time period? Like from that time. 80s. Mangas. Oh, Dragon Ball. Oh, I guess yeah. Dragon Ball is in the 80s. Okay. There's like a Spider-Man manga from 1970s and 71 that's pretty dark and looks interesting. Ah, okay. Oh, I'm exhausted, so I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for the show. Yeah, thank you for dropping by, Kizaru. Have a wonderful good night. An amazing weekend. Oh, I should probably exit this game. This game has been on for like... How long have I been streaming for? For 2.5 hours just on like the whatchamacallit screen. I should probably exit the game. Whoops. Quit the game. Well, there's an extra 2.5 hours on the game that I have not actually played it, but that's fine. I totally forgot about it. It's really yapping away. Monolith is Nintendo's golden child. They start a crusade if that's what Monolith needs. You know what? At this point, I think so. And you know, they're not doing bad though. Monolith has been like doing pretty good with like the Xenoblade series and helping with like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They have a good what is it? Spreadsheet working with Nintendo. Adan, hello, how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Hopefully you're doing well. EDP Astra is really famous right now. Apparently I am. I don't want to look at these numbers though. They low-key kind of like stress me out a little bit. Sadly, it's a glitch. I feel like it might be, but you know, it could be either or. I'm not complaining if it is, and if it's not, eh. Or I'm not complaining if it's not, but if it is, that's what I meant. We have to destroy. I haven't even tried the new update for Pal World. I heard that they changed the pals. So they're a little bit different. But, you know, I should probably get back into that game also. We are five for Milo. I told you to exit the game. I know, I forgot. The funny thing is, like, I'm like, oh yeah, I should exit this, and then I proceed to yap away, and yeah, I forgot all about it. The other, other one in particular, I want, to our Lone Wolf Cub, and Devilman. Oh, which one's? Oh. I see. That is a very classic art style. I see. I see how it is. Looks very bloody, which it should be with, like, you know, samurais and whatnot. I can imagine the menu music looping the whole time. It's funny because I muted the music in my ear. That's the thing. I think if the music was on, I would remember it. Like, I would, like, it'll get annoying after a while, but I muted it on my end, so I didn't even hear it. So I forgot it was in the background. Monolith has also worked on the last 2 Animal Crossings, I think. But oh yeah, they did work on Splatoon 2 and 3. I do remember that. I didn't know about the Animal Crossing. Oh, I have a new job, so oh, congratulations! Hopefully you're liking your new job so far. Oh, and Mario Kart World. Do people still play Mario Kart World? I heard that, like, no one's really playing it anymore in general. Oh, I've been going hard on Pal Worlds recently. Really? Well, I'm in my cool off period. You know what? That's good though. You know, after playing it like hardcore for a while, you need a breather from it, you know? Some space. At what point did Astra stop playing the game? I didn't even start the game, Adon. That's the funny part. I opened the game. I'm like, yeah, I'll just talk for a little bit. And then we just started yapping, and the game was never actually shown on stream once. So, yeah. It is a lie, is what it is. Oh, actually, the Lone Wolf and Cub one is the one that is... Oh, that isn't the classic art style. It's the one that started the trend to a bit more realistic character. Really? I don't know if I like that style, but I think that's just a me preference. It's a really... I can appreciate the art style because it takes a lot of skill to draw more realistic stuff, but then it would definitely not be like something I would pick up based on just like looking at the cover of it. Sadly. Oh, most mangas from then, like, see what this one. Ah, okay. Have a normal environment, but the characters are really cartoony. Ah, okay. I'm pretty sure people do play it. They recently added 2 new knockouts in the tour map. Oh, okay. But I feel like, do they play it as often as how often, like, what is it, Mario Kart 8 was played? I feel like the hype for, like, World has died down a bit. I haven't really seen much people play it on stream. Or maybe it's just the people that I watch just don't play it. That could be it too. Oh, it's just a gardener job, but it's in Bali, and the place is right by the beach. So it's an everyday. Oh, that's nice though. That's nice. You're able to enjoy the beach while you're working. I guess that's one good thing about it. And I feel like garden job is good. You get to... There's less interaction with people. I think that's a good job. I don't like interacting with people in general. But yeah, no, definitely that's nice though. It's like every day you get to enjoy the beach while doing your job. Oh, I don't play Mario World much nowadays. Ah. Yeah, I feel like nowadays people aren't playing it as much as like how Mario Kart 8 is. 'Cause I feel like there's still a lot of people still playing 8 while World is just kind of like there. Really? Uh Oh, it got kind of locked in on Hollow Knight. Oh. Are you not playing Silk Song? Or did you finish that one and you're replaying Hollow Knight now? Or wait, is that the same one? Sorry, give me a second. Is Hollow Knights? Okay, no, it is. It is part of the same series. For a minute there, I'm like, am I getting this wrong right now? Being a gardener is really a chill job. I love it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's the best. That's the best when you're actually enjoying your job. So when did we start Astra? The game? It never started. It was just background visuals for me to see. That was it. We were stuck on like the starting page of the game for a while. I think it's just that Nintendo party games are not really the kind you stream often if you're not a mega fan of it, like Smash Bros, Mario Kart, Mario Party are games you play even. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Skybreath, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Oh, I beat Silk Song 100%, so I got back into Hollow Knight while I was waiting for Silk Song DLC. Ah, I see. Okay. This is the game. Yeah, this is the game where I just yap away, where you guys are stuck in the same room with me while you listen to me talk about like the most randomest things in the world. This is a game in itself. It's the endurance of how long you guys can sit here and listen to me talk. Oh, ended up doing a steel permadeath run and got it to 100. Whoa, that's amazing. Okay, in all honesty, I would never be able to do that kind of game like permadeath. Yeah, I would have died like 2 seconds into it. Is like no. And in general, platforming games are not my thing. I don't have like the perfect movements to be able to jump somewhere and be like, okay, we're good. I overshoot everything. I'll just die each and every time. When you think it's a just chatting now, but then you hear a body has been discovered on stream. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? Now I'm kind of making a casual attempt at the boss rush with all restrictions. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't. Maybe it's because I get stressed out way too easily in a game that I don't understand why anyone want to subject themselves to so much like mental gymnastics playing a game. Of like, you know, okay, I can't die because if I die, I have to start all over again from like, you know, the beginning. If we're doing like some like, you know, crazy rule set of that sort. Like, no, I can't. Oh, I'm doing good. Had a relaxing day. How are you? Oh, I'm glad you're doing good. Relaxing days are good. I'm doing pretty good. Everything's good on my end. Besides it being really hot where I am. And you know, I'm slowly dying of the heat. Besides that, I'm doing good. To be fair, permadeath becomes kind of easy after you defeat every boss without taking damage. Really? Yeah, that could be me. I would be the one taking damage every like 2 seconds. I walk and I get damage, you know? There's no avoiding it. After the convict and we're doing the trial to decide Asher's punishment. No, 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 no. I have not done any crimes. I don't know what you're talking about. That is not me. I'm innocent. I started doing that out of boredom and ended up committing to it. You know what? Good on you though. Committing to it after, just starting it as like, all like, all craps and giggles. And then you're like, yeah, no, we got too far. We're committing to this. This is my life now. After beating every boss on the insta-kill difficulty, I just figured it might try the permadeath run while I was at it. You know what? Why not? I see how it is. And I was successful by taking it easy and collecting as many upgrades as I could. I see. But no, that makes sense because, like, the more upgrades you have, the greater of a boost you have. So even if you're fighting something like super powerful, you're still good. I see. It's Danganronpa. Someone needs to get punished, Astra. In this case, it's you. The crime of not actually playing the game. It's a clickbait. I know. I was going to change the thumbnail, but then I'm like, that requires time to change it. So it's okay. Clickbait, it's fine. I don't do it often. Once in a while's fine. To be fair, we know Astra to not be an honest person. Whoa, so rude, so rude. I am a extremely honest individual. You don't know me. You don't know my life. How dare you? No one even died. Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, before starting this stream, I was like ready for it. I'm like, who's gonna die first? I'm like guessing who would be the first one to die, and then we didn't even play the game. Because distractions. That's how far we're into. I know. We didn't get that far in. That's why I'm like, okay, we're gonna do today's stream. We're gonna get a good chunk of it done. So then we can like, do like all the other stuff in the game. Like try to catch like the killer and whatnot. She only lies on days that end on days. Oh, you should keep your guess a secret until right before you see the body. No, I'm gonna relook at all the characters again and then like try to remember their like vibes. Okay, but knowing me, I would prefer which one is it? The class president, the one that's like super like anal about things and very much like whatever, dude. I feel like I want him to go first. He's the most despicable one, but knowing how these games usually work is probably not him. You gotta keep the ones you hate alive till the very end. Kill off all like the characters that like potentially will have like a fan base and keep all the jerks. So at the end, you're stuck with all the jerks and like the ones that you hate. And then you have to figure out which one of these guys would be the killer. In all honesty, they all could be the killer at that point. That jumping to conclusion Astra is just having a memory of a goldfish. She didn't remember what she was gonna do. Yeah, can I use that as my defense? It's like, Your Honor, my memory is very bad. I don't remember what I did. It was not me, because I have no recollection of me doing said, crime. I used this chance to skim homework and skim the last VOD. He's super into what? What? What do you mean? Huh? The one that's super into what? I don't remember. I was talking about the class president guy. I don't remember what he was. He was just very much a know-it-all from what I remember, I think. Oh, I was just reading another type of Danganronpa. I don't remember what I said. What did I say? The unofficial version. Wait, what did I say before? You got the fan patch, but from a sketchy website. She's so forgetful. The joke is lost. It is. I don't remember what I did or what it was said. Oh dear. Oh. Oh, that's what I did. I say that? I think I did say that. Okay. Oh, okay. No, I did say that. Okay, I see what it is. I see what you guys are saying now. I'm right. And she calls herself no. You guys are just, your mind's just in the gutter. That's not the word that I wanted to use. Is another word that sounds exactly like it that means something else, you know? This is the same girl that got separated from the group the moment we landed in Lethal Company. Hey, you can't fault me for that. Everything looked the same. All the trees and everything. I turn around and you guys abandoned me, okay? How was I supposed to know you guys went left? No, you guys went right when I went left, okay? Who would have guessed? Okay, not gonna lie though. I feel like I need one of those air tags. I need to be like those children who like need a air tag bracelet so people will find me. I feel like I will get lost. I will get lost and, you know, be left to fend for myself. You can't use words like that. We're all children. You guys just need to expand your vocabulary, okay? There are other words that sound like that but mean something else, you know? We ignore their actual meanings. See, I can't take you guys serious. Can't take you guys out anywhere. You're blaming us. Of course I'm blaming you. You guys just need to read the dictionary more often, is what it is. I should rewatch the stream. I made a ton of timestamps, I think. Oh dear. Just like, okay, we jumped, not gonna lie, we jumped from so many different topics. I don't even remember what we said like halfway through this stream. I feel like I'm so bipolar. If someone watches my stream without knowing who I am, they'll be like, oh my god, this girl is so bipolar. She's so like, she has like ADHD. She's jumping from so many different topics all at once. Like, what's wrong with her? Asher's playing victim, not good. No. I'm not playing victim. I am the victim in this. I don't know what you mean by playing victim. Oh, not to this stream. I'm not getting a dictionary to look for that. Or the lethal one. The lethal one, yeah. That lethal one was fun though. I also like I like rewatching the content warning one because that one was a really fun stream too. There was a lot of like interesting moments in that one too. She's playing victim, but she's bad at the game. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't plan to be Eminem, so I ain't reading the dictionary. True. The dictionary is pretty thick. I don't think anyone has that time to flip through the pages of a dictionary. Does anyone even open a physical dictionary anymore, now that I think about it? I feel like everyone just has to type it into Google. But then what if you don't know how to spell the word? Well, I guess you can have the speak to text function, so I guess that's fine too. Maybe this is why the next generation can't spell. Not saying my spelling is the best, but I feel like the next generation is even worse. Celestia making everyone buy every friendship slop game just to play it once. Hey, we might revisit them. You never know. It's as long as we have them, the possibilities are endless. You never know. What if we one day decide that we do like a 48-hour stream of us just playing all of the slop friend games? You know? Possibilities. What if we decide to do like a what are they called? Oh darn, my brain's not working. A donathon of some sort. And it's just 48 hours of all of us playing all of these friend slop games. You don't know, possibility. As long as we have the games, it's possible. Will we all survive? Probably not. I feel like half of us will be delusional halfway through. Not even halfway through. Probably 12 hours into like the 48-hour stream. Someone's gonna have a mental breakdown. You know? But that's fine. Content. You can find a dictionary in the library. Yeah, but you know how back then everybody, like every household had a dictionary? Because, you know, back then when you had to write essays for high school and like the internet wasn't as great as it is now, you had to search out words. I don't know. I mean, Google usually gets it close enough. That is true. Unless it's a really complex word, and no matter how many times I try to spell it out, Google doesn't even know what I'm trying to spell. And then I have to use the voice to text function. And hopefully Google will understand it by then. If not, then it's okay. It's not meant to be. I'm not meant to know how this word is spelt. Is what it is. If I forget just one word or how to spell it, I'll cancel the entire sentence. I know, you don't even try to use a different word that means the same thing, but is slightly different. I tend to do that, especially for like, you know, at that moment, I don't know how to spell it. I just like reword the sentence so I don't have to use it. Instead of looking it up, and I'm like, it's fine. If you need a book, buy it on Amazon. Doesn't the newest version of the dictionary have like slang words in it? Like meme type of wording? I don't remember which one it was. Because didn't they just recently update the dictionary with like new words? Yeah, put the voice changer stream in the bag, alright? Hey! We might have it come back in a different type of thing. You just never know. We gotta keep you on your toes, okay? We have all of these ideas in the background. You just have to wait and see. I'm actually looking forward to like whenever we release whatever project we're doing right now. I'm excited for you guys to like see it. Or like, you know, yeah, see it. Because it was really fun doing that with everyone in Celestia. So I'm excited for you guys to see it whenever it drops. We haven't figured out when it will drop, but hopefully in the near future. The donathon, yeah, where we just eat donuts while you guys, you know, fund our donut addiction. Oh, alright, Astra. I gotta bounce. Thank you for the no, thank you for dropping by, Crow. Have a wonderful good night. It is really, oh my god, it is really late. How did we end up just yapping away for like 3 hours and it doesn't feel like 3 hours? But yeah, have a wonderful good night, Crow, and an amazing weekend. Go to bed already? I will. I will soon. What new words even are there now? I don't know. That's the thing. I know that they recently updated it though. With some words that when I first read it, I'm like, why the hell would they put this in the dictionary? The dictionary is, yeah. Some of those words, I'm like, this doesn't seem like a dictionary-worthy kind of word. I guess, you know, times have changed. Everyone needs to know what the new slangs are being used for. Wait, you guys did something? Did we not do something? We gotta keep you on the toes. Has no toes. No, I don't know what you mean. Yeah, you guys have toes, hopefully. If you don't, how do you guys balance? Apparently, toes are very important. Your big toe is a very important toe out of all the toes you have. It's the toe that makes sure that your balance is on point. Without your big toe, you would have trouble balancing, is what I heard or what I read. Is it true? I don't know. It was something I read a while back and I just remembered it now since we're talking about toes or the toe of some sort. I don't know. Some of your streams often end up like this. Yeah, I don't know either. I question myself all the time. How you ask is because you like to get distracted for some reason. I know. Sometimes I feel like, do I have like ADHD? But I don't think I do because I'm totally fine at work. But maybe because I don't talk to anyone at work. And I'm less hyper, I guess? Or energetic? But I feel like every time on stream, I'm very much like everywhere. My brain is like a scatter of like all these like things. I'm like, oh, I wanted to talk to you guys about this thing that I just learned. Or this other thing. You know? And then you guys are just stuck in that chair listening to me like yap about like the newest rabbit hole I went down and whatnot. But yeah, I keep on saying that I need to write down like things I want to talk about and I keep on forgetting to write them down. Like every time I like watch something on YouTube, I'm like, oh, this would be something interesting to like talk about on stream. I'm like, oh, I'll remember to write it down later. And then I like proceed to watch like 4 other videos afterwards and totally forget. There's like so many things. I don't remember what it is now. Oh, what is with my phone? What is with all these messages that I missed? Is this important? No, this is not an important message. Let's see. What is my history of things I watched? Yeah, no, I can't find it at the moment. Hopefully I'll remember to write things down later on. Maybe it's time to go, but it might be. It is really late. If it's late for me, it's probably late for everyone else even more. It's to be expected. It isn't new. It isn't new to us. I know, but then there's like, at that moment, I was so excited to like, oh, I should tell you guys this thing. And then I totally forget it. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, darn it. I should have remembered. Don't speak Spanish. I know. Okay, I should release you guys because it is getting really late for everybody. So thank you everyone for staying so long. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry for clickbaiting everyone. I will change the thumbnail probably tomorrow morning. It's a little bit too late right now for me to think of like making a thumbnail. So I'll fix that. For anyone who has membership, we will do a membership stream tomorrow. It's most likely me just trying to finish up that knockoff Lego treehouse. Hopefully we'll finish tomorrow. Who knows? But yeah, that is the plan for the hand cam. Maybe you can also see how dark I am. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick up like my tan, but maybe you'll see it. Another clickbait membership? What do you mean? I'll be late cause someone wants to start. Oh, I'm so no, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I know it's a weird time, but if I start a little earlier, I'll be able to stream it when the house is quiet and no one's around. But yeah, don't worry about being late. I do apologize for being like a weird time for most people. This is what happens when I don't have to work. I'm like, ooh, the world is my oyster. I can choose whatever time I want. And then I forget that most people have to work. I'm like, oh, darn it. Never mind. You'll clickbait us again. No. I don't know what you're talking about. Where I know you're dark and twisted. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say now. Because of Jesus's comment. Yeah, one of the podcasts, I know I said I'm gonna go, but I had to like, you know, put this out there. But like the podcast I was listening to was talking about like cults. And they were talking about this historical one called like, what was it called? Something Knights, who were like pro advocates of like slave labor and like the stupidest things that they thought about. It's like, oh my god, like we're gonna make an army, because it was all the southern states, right? So they're like this, like it's almost like the Freemasons, but not really. Like it's that concept where it's like a very secretive club, and they're called like the Knights of whatever. So basically it was all these southern states, and they're like, oh my god, we're gonna like, you know, get all this capital, and we're gonna raise an army, and then we're gonna take over Mexico and like, you know, make it like a whole like slavery state of some sort. And like it was just so stupid. but okay, maybe it's because like hindsight is 2020, and like nowadays you think I was like, you know, this is stupid keeping slaves, but back then maybe it made a lot of sense. But like the way they were like explaining how this cult worked, and they're like, yeah, we just have to basically build an army of foot soldiers and then we can take over like Mexico. I'm like, how does that make sense? But yeah, it was actually a very interesting podcast. Bro, what the F is up with your algorithm? No, it was a podcast that I found. It's a new podcast series I found. It's called, what is it? Conspiracy theories, cults, and crime. So they talk about like a whole bunch of different things. So each episode would be like, it could be either about like a different cult or a crime or like conspiracy. Very interesting. But yeah, I was listening to it at work. That's what I do. When I'm working, I have a podcast. I have a podcast going. So it's like less tedious while I'm working. That's the only time I'm able to actually listen to podcasts, you know? So, yeah. I'm not taking responsibility for this one. Back to the gulag break. Why? It's not even me. They were talking about it. They were talking about slavery, not me. My comment was a remix of what she had said already. This is her fault. If we're being, it's never my fault. I don't know what you're talking about. My day. Anytime is a weird, is weird when it's you. What do you mean? Rude. Astra's testing the water for the 1,000 times. Yup, still water. I don't know what you mean about that. I'm just, you know, expanding all your knowledge about things. No E. coli here. Yeah, I know, right? Just like, you know, touch a little bit, you know, taste the water a little. Not even, you know how like wine tasters, they like take a sip of wine and they swish it around and spit it out. That's what I'm doing. So yep, no E. coli here. No weird, you know, flesh eating bacteria. Don't worry, we're good. You know what I mean? You know, that is true. Oh my god, let's go. Okay, I will go. No brain eating. Yeah, no brain eating. Amoebas. Clickbaiting goodbye to. No, okay, no, I'm going now. I just had to, you know, that just, you know, refresh my memory about the podcast I was watching or reading. Not reading. Frick. Okay, no, I really need to go to bed. Listening. You tested the water like how you put 1 + 1 on your calculator and make sure reality didn't shift before you wrote down your answer. Okay, no, I will go now. For real, for real. No. Definitely thank you everyone for staying for so long. Thank you everyone for taking time out of your day to listen to me yap about all my weird things. Yeah, everyone enjoy your Friday. And if you guys aren't Prime members and I don't see you, enjoy the rest of your weekend and I'll see you on Thursday. Hopefully by then I figured out my Switch 2 stuff and we get to play the, you know, upgraded version of things and maybe play Pokopia. If I set that up. Things. Maybe. Depends on how lazy I am, let's be honest. Stuttering, stepping low. Oh no, it's fine. Still talking. Okay, no, I'm going now. Okay, goodbye everyone. Bye 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 bye. Have a wonderful good night. Goodbye. 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 Go to bed. I will go to bed. Just give me a second. Alright, goodbye everyone. Have a wonderful good night. More sorry, she stole her. Go away. You're so rude. Okay, I'm going now. Goodbye. For real, for real. Bye bye. Have a wonderful good night, everyone.